So it's pretty much Pac-Man, but with like a little bit more added Pac-Man World REPAC. Remember the days where every mascot needed to have a 3D platformer, so they just copied the same formula that the games before them worked so hard to establish? Yeah, that's this game. But before we start the game, we get this fun cinematic backstory about how all of Pac-Man's family got kidnapped on his birthday. And then Pac-Man finds out that he's also been scheduled for the When We Were Young concert without his consent. So Pac-Man has to run through a bunch of levels, getting a bunch of collectibles, and then fighting a bunch of bosses, and is it every 3D platformer ever? It's worse. So we open the game with some Five Nights at Freddy's Reject having a ghost party. And he's upset that somehow his goons captured everyone but Pac-Man. But that one kind of looks like Pac-Man, so close enough, right? The first level is a tutorial about how to play the game, and it's really as easy as eat stuff like you're a homeless guy and someone just offered you a warm sandwich. Hey, can we make that joke? Like, won't homeless people be offended? What homeless person is watching this? Tell me, find one and show it to me. And then we get a butt bounce. Butt bounce easily 10 out of 10. Pac-Man also gets a funny dash, and I can't tell if I want to make a Sonic joke or a Naruto joke. How about both?
Both is good.
But if that wasn't copied from Sonic, the ring dash here definitely is. And lastly, they have an easy mode, in case you just suck at video games like I do. Finally, a mode for me, guys! But the best part of this game, though, is that after every level, there's gambling. Let's go! Game's now up to an 11 out of 10. But Pac-Man can't wall jump, so now I'm disappointed, and it's going back down to a 10 out of 10. And the last level told me to just break the statue, but this time the statue didn't break, and I was very confused, so apparently you have to collect this banana to fire this cannon, and I don't get it. But every level, Pac-Man also partakes in the worst Wheel of Fortune game ever. Give me the letter C. There's one C. And there's these other bonuses where you play an actual little Pac-Man maze, and I really feel like I'm back at Dave & Buster's losing all my money. The only thing missing is the smell of a bunch of kids and teens not wearing deodorant. And then Pac-Man learns how to eat a special dot that allows you to do a butt explosion. And we use that like maybe twice. But at the end of the level, we save our first family member, some kid named Puka. Who names their kid Puka? And then this statue breaks normal, and the game's consistency is throwing me off. What? We come up to our first boss fight, and Pac-Man PogChamps.
Poggers!
And then we gotta fight that ship from Super Mario Galaxy. After defeating that, though, we quickly go from pirate ships to outer space with no context or reason. And at this point, I realized every time you collect a fruit or something, the game goes ooh-woo. I can't not hear it. One nice point of the game, though, is that when you die, you still hold everything that you collected already, even after that checkpoint. So you could just use that for speedrun strats. It's called a speedrun strat, guys. You would understand if you ever sped run. And then we find Gramps, who looks like he just graduated from college. But as it turns out, finding a family member does not coincide with the end of the level. This is actually the halfway point. Bruh. Again, very confusing. Gotta love the trampoline physics in the game, though. Gameplay wise, the game is definitely something. And then the boss fight for this area is Space Invaders, but worse. I feel like I'm playing Undertale, man. And he kind of looks like a Pokemon. He evolved. Next, we head to the Aztec area, which was actually supposed to be the second area, but when have we ever done things the right way around here? But this is basically Legends of the Hidden Temple. And sometimes you just gotta risk it in the case that there's a secret there. There's either a hidden secret in here or it's gonna kill me. Oh, it was a secret! Oh, I'm pogging. And then Charmander uses flamethrower. And after all that, we get to save Fido. Woof woof bark. After that, we come across the next boss, a limp hand. It smacks you on the butt. This is sexual harassment. And then this boss is the equivalent of running on a treadmill. That is until the end where he uses Hyper Beam. Next, we go to the Circus, which is appropriate because if the devs are gonna act like clowns when making this game, they better have a place to go. But seriously, the theme of this area should just be bright, saturated colors that hurt my eyes. My eyes! And then the game taunts me because I wasn't paying attention for a few seconds. What do you mean playing easy mode? No, stop, no! But after playing 3 levels that all feel and look exactly the same, we save little baby Pac-Man. And it's time for the boss. And by boss, I mean Forza Horizon 6. And I can understand if they wanted to put a racing section in the game to like mix up the gameplay a little bit, but why is it in first person? Then we we head to the Amazon factory and we have to fight off the sweatshop kids. And all these levels are just kind of annoying because you just fall. And then there's an underwater level, and it's bad because it's an underwater level. And then we have to fight the next boss, a black hole. But I like to call this boss Catch with My Dad. Dad, catch! We finally head to the last area of the game, the Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. The spooky aesthetic vibes are on point and are always a fun atmosphere, but I can't believe the random hole in the ground wasn't a secret entrance this time. Death was in the hole. What gives? And this level has a real problem with these hills because you have to have enough momentum to get to the top, but not too much where you go flying off the edge, and that's rough. That was all planned. It's basically just bad level design. The next level starts with literally the exact same thing, and then a really cool rip off of the Womps from Mario. And then we suffer from depth perception again. And this level also sucks, and we don't even save the Pac-Man lady because we didn't even have the key that I guess you don't even get from this level, but it's okay, we don't need her.
Bye, Felicia.
All she ever does anyway was nag. And it turns out the only thing saving your family is good for anyway is giving you health during the final boss. But yes, final boss. Gotta fight big Pac-Man robot thing. And if Sekiro has taught me anything, it's that there's always a third stage. But along with not quite a tough fight, we finish it off with a pretty cool cinematic. And then the game thans us for playing. Than you for playing, guys. But let's talk about this. It's basic, it's short, and it'll probably sell some copies because of nostalgia. And when you make a remastered, you're really limited to the gameplay mechanics of the original. So it's understandable why it's not really that great. Oh, what the? There's less depth perception than Velma without her glasses, and I make jokes about the gambling, but it takes up so much of your time after every single level that I just started skipping them. And the fact that the flutter jump isn't connected to the same button as your regular jump leads me to accidentally butt bounce my way to death. It's not a great game, but it's not hurting anybody either. I just don't know if it's worth $30 for 4.5 hours of gameplay. Out of 10.